Generally, I know what Europeans think about Americans, and they don't think too highly of Americans, unfortunately, still. With that being said, we were in a funicular train the other day. We were going on a little adventure. So we're riding in the train. There was a group of Americans. They were very lovely, very sweet. However, there was also then a sort of like a group of local Swiss people from a different part of, probably not that like local Swiss part, but from a different part of like the German-speaking part of Switzerland getting into the train. I could tell because I understood what they were saying, what they were talking about. It was sort of like as part of like a bachelor thing. And so it was funny because even though they were talking very, very fast, I could totally understand. And the Americans, they couldn't speak any German at all. And we were even helping them like sort of get their tickets before. So we kind of had already like a conversation going. But anyways, I could tell, and it was really hard to focus as well, how the local Swiss people were kind of a little bit making fun of the Americans, like pretty much that they cannot they cannot speak any German at all, they cannot speak the local language any at all, and they're just like, they're so kind of like loud and whatever. So it's interesting because it's so funny to me because even though I grew up and was born and grew up in Vienna, Austria, some stereotypes of Americans haven't changed. And it's interesting because after having lived also in America for over 16 years, and obviously my husband is American, it's a little bit sad to me as well because there is some of the kindest people that I've met. They're also Americans. I feel like oftentimes Europeans, they like to go to America as well. For instance, they like to go to New York, they like to go to LA, maybe Chicago and so on, Hollywood, blah, blah, blah. I'm just naming the major cities, but that's usually the case, right? Or they're doing like some sort of road trip to see the Yellowstone National Park or whatever. But then that's it, right? So I'm not sure where I'm going with this. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if it's a blessing or a curse if you can speak the local language, because obviously the Swiss group, they were not aware that some of us were not really Americans and we could understand German, and my husband can understand German and speaks German as well. So I feel like it was just a little bit sad, but I feel like maybe that happens wherever you go, wherever you travel. I mean, let me know if you ever ran into a situation where you knew actually the language and the locals weren't aware of that and you kind of like caught them red-handed talking about you.